brothers lived in a village. Their names were Fred, Simon, and Peter. Those three brothers came far away from home to Egypt as laborers. All three brothers were persevering and kind. One day, the brothers were returning from their work, tired, and as their luck would have it. As the time went on, it was getting dark. Cool breeze was blowing. Soon the forest hummed with the sounds from the fowls and animals. After walking for some distance, Peter made a tired face and said,
I am really exhausted today. I really wish I had hid some hidden treasure. Can you imagine how luxurious life I could lead?
Peter side-eyed at both of his brothers and said,
Oh Lord, I'm stuck with these losers for life.
Just then, he notices something shimmering by the roadside. On seeing that, Peter exclaims,
Oh dear Lord, you are so merciful. Brothers, look, that is the hidden treasure. Let's go.
Both the brothers run behind Peter, and when they reach the place, they see something that blows their mind.
Oh no, false alarm. But we should not lose our hope. The Lord will definitely answer our prayers. This is just a jar filled with fireflies.
Seeing that jar lit with fireflies, Peter said to his brothers,
Let's go home. Maybe today is not our lucky day. But aren't these flies the cutest? Come on, let's go.
Just as Peter ran away, two brothers chased him down the hill. As they reached their home, they freshened up and finally sat for their supper. They realized there wasn't enough food. Fred, being the eldest, gave the last two bread to each of his brothers. He went back to his bed, empty stomach, but he couldn't sleep at all. He kept staring outside with his tired eyes and he thought,
Oh, how I really wish we did hit a jackpot like Peter said. Then we don't have to sleep in our empty stomachs.
He saw something shimmering outside. It was the jar of fireflies. He goes outside and opens the cork. And he thought,
It is such a shame to trap such fireflies in a jar. They are meant to be free, not to be brutally caged. I should get going. I have a lot of work to do in the morning.
Just as Fred was going back, a blinding light appeared right behind him. As he was trying to turn around and look at its source, suddenly the blinding light turned into a beautiful fairy. The fairy bestowed a gift to Fred for releasing her from the jar. Fred, this is a tribute for releasing me from that jar. I'm really thankful to you from the bottom of my heart. You three brothers are indeed kind, honest, and diligent. Use my gift judiciously whenever you need it. And just like that, the light vanishes in thin air and something drops to the ground. It was a wooden ball. Fred casts a spell just as the fairy directed. Something magical happens. The wooden ball turns into a table. It was loaded with all kind of food he could have ever imagined. He was elated. He finally ate to his fill. He hid the ball under his pillow and finally Fred could sleep peacefully. But oh no! Two thieves broke into his house. They stole every hard-earned penny they could lay their hands on and ran away. Next morning, when soft sunlight brushes against Fred's face, just then he woke up. And as he looks around his house, he finds that their house was plundered clean. Fred wakes Simon up in a frenzy.
Simon, wake up. Wake up quickly. Just look around. See what has happened.
On one hand, Fred and Simon were horrified and thought, what are we going to do now? On the other hand, Peter was snoring away in a deep sleep.
Peter, wake up. We are doomed. These thieves took away everything. How can you sleep so peacefully?
Now, the three brothers felt that they were out of their options, so they had to return to their village. They went back to work and informed their respective masters about the theft and bid them goodbye before leaving for their village. Simon worked in a mill. When he said everything to his master, then his master said to him,
You are dedicated and scrupulous young man. Just wait for me till I am back. I want to give you a present.
Just then, The master comes back with the pouch in his hand. Before he could say anything, his master starts to demonstrate something. He showed him how he murmured a spell and jiggled the pouch. And suddenly the bag was filled with gold coins. Simon was stupefied and numb. His master then handed him over that magical pouch. Simon, with his trembling hands, he said,
Master, I can't take this gift.
Master lightly pats on his shoulder and said,
Dear Simon, you earned it with your honesty and diligence. Use this whenever you need it.
Simon sighed in relief and he happily set out to go back to his home. Fred showed Simon his magical wooden ball and Simon his magical pouch. Then they finally set out back to their village. Through the woods, they find a nice cozy place under a huge tree where Fred turns his magical ball into a table. After they ate, they slept peacefully. A mugger saw everything from the branch above them. As soon as both the brothers were sound asleep, the mugger gets down from the branch and he steals the magical bag and the magical ball and runs away. Just as the sunlight dimmed, both the brothers woke up from their slumber, only to find that even their magical pouch and ball were stolen. They started cursing their stars and left. On the other hand, Peter bid his mistress and his dear animals goodbye and left for his home. Peter works in a sanctuary as a keeper. Peter was lost in his own world, humming and enjoying the cool evening breeze. Just then, he felt something near his feet, as if someone was pulling his breeches. Peter turned around to find a little tail wagging. It was a tiny puppy that was nibbling at his breeches and hanging from it. Peter felt pity for the small pup and took out a piece of bread and offered it to him. Peter took the dog with him and decided to name him Pearl. At a distance, he finds a man holding a pouch as if he was running away from something. He was coming towards Peter and just then Pearl pounced on him. In the frenzy, the man left the pouch and ran away.
Oh no, Pearl, that's not right. What happened to you, huh? It seems like you are as naughty as me.
Peter picks up Pearl in his arms and he calls the man from behind.
Hey brother, I guess you left behind your things.
But the man was already far away. Well, who would not love things that come free? In this case, it was our very dear Peter, who always dreamed of getting some hidden treasure. As expected, Peter took the bag and found a ball inside it.
Oh wow, Pearl, look what we found. A ball. Okay, let's go and we all will play with it.
Saying that, Peter and Pearl reach home. Pearl jumps from his arms and starts running all around the house. Peter takes out that wooden ball and gently throws it towards him. Then he starts calling his parents out.
Mommy, Daddy, look, I came back home and see who I brought along with me.
Hearing his voice, his parents came to him and on seeing him, his mother affectionately said, "Oh my darling, I'm so happy to see you all together after so long. Oh, look how cute Pearl is. Okay, come inside. Let's have dinner together." As everyone sits down to have their supper, Pearl throws a wooden ball and it comes rolling towards Fred. As Fred picks up the ball, he starts wondering, and just then his father asked him,
Are you thinking something, Fred? Is there anything wrong with the ball? Dad, I think it's the same magical ball.
Meanwhile, Simon recognizes the pouch lying in front of him from before. He is overjoyed to see that pouch, so much so that he hugs Peter and he said,
Where did you find this bag? I'm so glad that for the first time in your life, you did an amazing job.
Peter gently pulls away from his hug and he says,
All right. But tell me first, why are you guys so elated to see my things? After all, I got these things from the woods.
It's then that Fred and Simon narrated the entire story to Peter and their parents about the magical ball and the magical pouch. Hearing the entire story, Peter and his parents were astounded. They all were elated and prayed to the Lord for such blessings. No explanation is needed when you have a magic ball and a magic pouch in your life. Your life is just like a bed of roses. If we continue to work diligently in this way, then no matter how tough the situation may arise in our lives, we can always overcome it. You will get your reward just like these two brothers got theirs.
There lived a woman named Linda in a town called Winslow. She worked hard and earned her living as a laborer. Her daughter was Sandra. Sandra was intelligent but was a little lazy. But after her father's death, Linda did not say anything to her, and so, taking advantage of this, she showed laziness in doing any work. One day,
Hey Sandra, get up fast. You are getting late for school.
What's this, Ma? You always keep saying something. Let me sleep for some more time.
If you are late for school, it will not be good for you.
Sandra woke up, and after getting ready, she went to school. She felt asleep even in school. She started daydreaming, because of which she did not pay attention in school. One day, her school teacher calls Linda to school.
Your child does not pay attention to her studies. You need to take care of that. Yeah, I go out for work and so she doesn't listen to me. You will have to help her get rid of laziness. Okay, I will try.
Saying this, Linda leaves. She was very worried about Sandra. She always thought of her, but she couldn't find a way out. Few days passed, and one day, while having those thoughts in mind, Linda goes to a temple and prays to God.
Dear God, please give wisdom to my daughter and help her get rid of her laziness. I won't ask you for more.
Saying this, Linda leaves the temple and goes to her workplace. Linda stitched clothes at a tailor's shop. When she couldn't finish the work, she brought it home as well. Many days passed like this. One day, Sandra had a terrible dream. In her dream, she goes to a place where there were flowers of different colors, and there were lots of fruits and cake to eat. She was happy seeing all this.
Wow, this place is so nice. I will stay here. I do not have to worry about food, and here no one will come to wake me up as well.
She loved cake, and so she went to eat the cake first. But as soon as she touched it, it vanished. She started walking and saw a hut. She goes near it.
What's happening with me? As soon as I touch anything, it vanishes. How's this possible?
Saying this, she went near to that hut and saw that an old lady was talking to herself.
We never get anything without doing some work. It is wrong to eat without doing any work.
Sandra heard this and asked that old lady,
Grandmother, why can't I eat the food over here?
There is a rule here. No one gets anything without labor. If you don't want to work, you can go to another town. You will get whatever you want to eat there. If you want to stay here, you will have to work and then get food. And you will also have to learn something new. So, what do you want? You want to live here or go to another town? Speak fast.
I don't want to stay here. I want to go to that town where I won't have to do any kind of work and I can eat the whole day.
Saying this, Sandra leaves that place and goes to another town. There also she finds an old lady whose name was Nancy.
Hey, come dear. How did you come here? Please come and sit here and have some food.
Thank you. I won't have to work instead of this, isn't it?
No, you won't have to do any work. You can play after having food.
Thank you.
Saying this, Sandra went to the garden and plucked many things to eat. But she was not willing to stop. She saw there were cakes and pastries there. She started eating them too. After eating a lot of food, she felt sleepy. And then,
in our town, no one sleeps. We only eat and have fun. We don't do any work.
I'm very sleepy. Please let me sleep.
Now you have come here, and so you can stay here and enjoy. Got it?
I want to go home to my mother.
Saying this, she started crying, and in her dream, she started running. While she was running, she saw a beautiful angel on the way. Angel told Sandra,
Come, Sandra, how were the 2 towns? You must be happy now that you will not have to work now. I don't like this life. I want to live my life fully, and that too with my mother. Okay, then you don't want to live here? No, dear angel, I don't want to live here. Fine, but you will have to agree on one thing. What is it? Now you will have to wake up on time, do your work on your own, and pay attention to your studies too. I agree to all this. Can I go from here? Yeah, now you can go. You know, Sandra, you are going to take a good lesson from this world of lessons. Yes, I understood. Can I go now? Yes, you can go now.
and then Sandra comes out of her dream.
Today onwards, I will do all my work on my own and not give trouble to anyone.
Now her behavior changed. Now she did not waste time in doing her work. She started to live like a good girl. Her mother was also very happy seeing this change. Now Sandra fetched good marks in school. And all this happened because of that world of lessons. This story teaches us that we should never be lazy in life. We should do our work on our own.
In the small village of Bilberry, there lived two girls, Daisy and Petra, who used to be friends ever since their childhood. Their family's financial condition was weak, so they used to work hard. Both of them were brilliant in their studies. Along with helping their parents in household chores, they used to go to college. One day, while returning from college, they started a conversation. Daisy, this is the final year of our college. We will have to work harder to get a placement in a good company and a good job.
Yes, Daisy. We will work hard, and after getting a good job, we can easily change the financial situation of our families.
Yes, let's go. We are getting late. Our parents must be waiting for us. After saying this, both of them headed towards their home. Days passed by, and when their results published, both of them topped in their final exams. Their college felicitated them, and their parents also praised them. Then Daisy and Petra got job in the same company. Both of them were very happy. Hey Petra, we got the result of our hard work. Both of us got this great job, and that too in the same company. And now we can support our families. Yes, of course. And it will be really fun to do all these things together. Now both of them used to rise early in the morning, do their household chores, and then go to office. They were fulfilling their dreams with hard work and enjoying their lives as well. They were living their lives on their own condition. Everything was going well when suddenly an epidemic hits the country, and the government had to close all the offices. All the companies and everything was closed. People were asked not to go out of their homes. And to control this epidemic, the government had ordered to wear masks and use sanitizer. Both of them were very tensed, and so they decided to meet each other. So Petra goes to Daisy's home. Come, Petra. Wait, use this sanitizer first. We have to be very conscious about this. We should always use this sanitizer first. Oh yes, these days everyone is using sanitizer. We even sanitize our home once every day. Now most of our ration budget is being spent on sanitizer only.
Yes, you're right. But if we want to survive in this epidemic, then we have to use sanitizer.
But Daisy, I'm really worried. If this epidemic keeps spreading, then how long would we be able to support our families? It will be fine until we have our savings. But if we sit back at home like this, then nothing will change. We have to find some solution on this problem so that we can earn while staying back at home.
Yes, I was also thinking about this. But what can we do? At this time, only some medical shops and restaurants are open. Otherwise, everything is closed.
Without saying anything, both of them started thinking, while suddenly Petra gets an idea. And she says, Daisy, all this while it was in front of our eyes and we were seeking it elsewhere. Both of us have degrees in chemical, but still we are tensed. A while back, we were talking about the expenses of sanitizer. Just like us, everyone else is spending a lot of money on sanitizers. We also can make sanitizers. So why don't we make sanitizer and sell them at low price? In this way, people will get sanitizer at a low price and we will get a way of earning.
That's a great idea, Petra. I have never thought about it like this.
See how smart I am? That's why I say come and talk to me every day. Who knows, you will also gain some smartness from me.
Oh, smart and all. Now, Miss Smarty, tell me, how are we going to arrange all this? This idea is great, but we have to work on this.
Yes, Daisy. We need someone who will supply all the raw materials needed to prepare a sanitizer.
There's a guy in our neighborhood. His name is David. He works for a pharma company. I think he can help us with this. We should talk to him.
So, what are we waiting for? Call him right now.
After this, Daisy calls David to share her idea. Listening to this, David decides to help them. Both of them give all their savings to David. But they were unaware of David's greedy nature. Taking all that money, David goes back to his company and thinks,
if I don't bring them raw materials, then they won't be able to make anything. This is a chance to make money from them. And they won't be able to say no to me.
Then David calls Daisy.
See, I'll bring you all the materials, but I need equal profit from your business. Otherwise, who will be willing to do so much for nothing? Let me know if you're ready.
Daisy explains everything to Petra. They had no other way out, so after discussing with each other, they called David. Not equal, but we will give you 1/4 portion of our profit. Say yes if you agree with us.
Without any hustle or hard work, I'll getting money. Not a bad offer at all. Okay, fine. I'll do it for you. But I would not done the same for anyone else.
After that, David brings all the raw materials. The next day, both Daisy and Petra started working and prepared a good sanitizer solution. They sent it to the laboratory for testing. The lab gives them permission to sell the sanitizer. Both of them start packing the sanitizer into small bottles. They started their own sanitizer shop on the crossing. Since their sanitizer was affordable than others, so they used to sell it faster. And they earned a lot easily. After seeing this, David thinks,
why don't I take over their business?
The next day, David along with his friend Alex goes to Daisy and Petra's shop and says,
Daisy, Petra, meet my friend Alex. He wants to sell sanitizer in another city. He'll require huge amount of sanitizer. Will you be able to provide such huge amount of sanitizer to him?
Why not? We will prepare as much sanitizer as you want. Come tomorrow. After getting this big order, Daisy and Petra give all their money to David to bring raw materials for sanitizer, and they bring all the prepared sanitizer in their shop. The very night, David and Alex disappeared with all the money Daisy and Petra had given to them. The next morning, Daisy and Petra go to their shop only to find out all the raw materials and sanitizers have been stolen from them. They tried calling David, but this time his phone was switched off. While both of them started crying, suddenly a genie appears in their shop and says,
What happened, my child? Why are you crying?
Both of them explained what happened to the genie and started crying.
Stop crying, my beloved child. Take this. This is a magical sanitizer. This sanitizer bottle will never get empty. You can make as much sanitizer as you want from this bottle.
Saying this, the genie disappears. They filled all the sanitizer bottles from that magical bottle. And now they earned even more than before. After that, Daisy and Petra filed a police complaint against David and Alex. Soon, the police found and arrested them and made them roam the whole village sitting on a donkey. They were put into jail. In this way, Petra and Daisy started earning a lot with the help of the magical sanitizer. And they also made sanitizer affordable for the villagers. After getting money, they helped people stuck in the epidemic by giving them all the essential goods. The government also felicitated them for their good work during the epidemic.
Once lived a man named Roaster in the village of Salzburg. His wife Janet and his two daughters used to live with him. One was named Gracie and the other was called Bobby. Gracie was the daughter from Roster's first marriage. That's why Janet used to misbehave with her. She did not like Gracie. One day, Janet tells Gracie,
Oh, Gracie, where are you? There are lots of chores to be done.
Yes, Mother. You called me. What needs to be done?
We have a lot of work to be done, and my Bobby, she's not feeling well.
What happened to Bobby?
I have to go to the market, so complete all the chores while I'm there.
Yes, Mother. I will do all the chores.
All the work should be completed when I come back. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
After saying this, Janet leaves for the market and Gracie gets to her chores. Gracie feels tired because of all the extra work. She goes to her favorite place to take some rest, which was a very old tree. Gracie relaxes under the tree and starts thinking.
Things would be so nice if my mother was still here. All my needs would have fulfilled. She would have given me all the love in the world.
After thinking this, Gracie starts crying. While she was still thinking, she hears her father's voice. Oh, daughter, what are you doing here, all alone? What happened?
Nothing, Father. I was just missing my mother. That is why I came here.
Okay, let's go home. It's getting late.
Yes, Father.
After saying this, Gracie returns home with her father. Janet yells at her when she comes back.
Shameless girl! I said my daughter was not feeling well and you left her here all alone? What if something would have happened to her?
Gracie listens to everything without saying a word because she left Bobby alone in the house. Oh, beloved, stop it now. Why are you yelling so much on the little girl?
Yes, you will favor her only. It should not happen again. Did you understand?
Yes, Mother. I will keep this in mind.
After saying this, Gracie leaves to complete her chores. Bobby tells her mother,
Mother, you don't tell her anything. But if I do something wrong, then you yell at me.
This is not the case, sweetheart. This is all to teach her. This is why I'm taking it slow. Don't worry about it.
But Mother, why are you doing so?
I will tell you when the time is right. She's so proud of her looks, right? Now you see how I treat her.
With this thought, Janet treats Gracie with more strictness. Now she tells her to do all the chores in the house and rested the whole day. Her mistreatment started increasing day by day. One day, Janet says to Gracie,
You feel that you're prettier than my daughter and you can do anything? Just keep in mind, till the day I'm in the house, you won't be happy. Understood?
But Mother, what have I done that you keep yelling at me all the time?
Your beauty is your curse. That is why your mother died the day you were born. Now don't waste my time. There are a lot of chores to be done.
Gracie wipes her tears and continues with her work. While working, she starts thinking.
Why does Mother behave like this? What have I done to her? My beauty is a trouble for her. That is why she misbehaves with me. She always makes me do all the chores. My own mother wouldn't do this to me, and I wouldn't have to do all these chores.
Few days passed like this, but Janet didn't change her behavior. This is why Gracie was very troubled. One day, Janet says a lot of things to Gracie. She was walking by while crying. Then she finds a spiritual leader on the way.
Greetings, Saint.
Tell me, daughter, what do you want? You look so tensed.
Sir, why don't things happen the way we think should happen? My mother is very jealous of my beauty, and my sister Bobby, who is not so pretty, is also jealous of me. What should I do?
Saying this, she cries again, and the priest says to Gracie,
Oh, beloved, stop crying. Take this. This is some magical water. Give some of this water to your mother. This changes your face.
Now the priest gives the pot to her and says,
Daughter, this water is magical water. It causes the face to change. That is why whoever uses it will become very beautiful. But using this twice would make you ugly. Remember this thing. Now, give this water to your mother. All of the troubles will go away.
Thank you, sir.
After saying this, Gracie goes back and brings the pot with her. Here, Janet was angrily waiting for her. The moment she saw Gracie, she said,
Gracie, where were you? Tell me the truth, or else I will yell at you.
Mother, I was going out of the village when I met a priest. He gave me this pot of water. This is a magical water. Using this once on someone's face makes their face more beautiful.
What are you saying? Show me the water.
Yes, Mother. Let us try this on Bobby.
Give me the water, and you get lost.
Now Janet looks at the water and gets happy. She takes the water and brings it to Bobby.
Oh, Bobby, wake up. Look what I have.
What is this, Mother?
This is some magical water. Whoever applies it to their face, they become beautiful. Come on, now try this on your face.
After saying this, Bobby applies that magical water on her face. She starts looking really beautiful. Her mother was astonished looking at her. Janet becomes happy, and Gracie was also happy that her mother was happy. Now Janet's behavior towards Gracie was changed. She starts behaving nicely to her. But Bobby was too proud of her newfound beauty and she thought,
Why don't I use the water on my face again? I would become more prettier.
By thinking so, Bobby uses the water again on her face. But this time she becomes really ugly using the water. She gets terrified looking at her face in the mirror.
What happened to my face? Why am I looking so ugly? What shall I do?
She starts screaming loudly. Hearing her screams, Gracie and Janet come to her. Both of them were shocked looking at her face. Nobody knew that her pretty face could be so ugly.
Mother, look what happened. What happened to my face?
How did this happen? Did you use the water again?
Yes, Mother.
Oh, girl, you have caused harm to yourself only. Now suffer. Gracie, where did you bring this water from? Come on, let's go to the priest now itself.
Yes, Mother. Let's go. Let me take you there.
Now, Gracie, Bobby and Janet go to the priest together.
Greetings, sir. We are caught in a lot of trouble. Show us a way.
Please help us out.
I already told you guys to use it once. Using it multiple times would make you ugly.
Sir, she made a mistake, but there must be some way to fix it. Please tell us that.
Now you won't get the pretty face again, but you will get your old face back.
Sir, that would work too, but please fix her.
Priest starts chanting some words with some water in his hands and throws it on Bobby's face. Bobby's face turns into its original state.
Thank you, sir. I got blinded by my own beauty. I am beautiful the way I am.
Thank you, sir. How would I repay you? I cannot understand it. Now both of my daughters are equal to me. I will not discriminate them. My God has given me such beautiful children. I am not worried anymore.
After hearing those words, Gracie starts to cry. Now, Janet leaves with both of her daughters from there and gives them unconditional love to both of them.
Once upon a time, a boy named Ajay lived with his granny in a village. He was very lazy and a slacker. He always used to lie to his grandmother and take all the money and have fun with his friends. Grandma was very upset. Grandma used to make papad all day to run the house. But due to old age, she was unable to work as before. Now the income in the family also started decreasing.
Granny, why is the income decreasing? I want to know.
Hey son Ajay, now I can't do so much work like before. Because of this, the income is getting less.
Today I feel like eating something different, Granny. You give me money. I'll bring some items from the market.
Ajay, I have only 100 rupees. Bring whatever you want.
Only 100 rupees? Granny, in this much money, nowadays nothing comes. Give me a little more money.
Give me alms, brother.
Hey sir, we have nothing to eat here, and from where to give alms to you?
Son, you have grown up so much, but still you take money from your grandmother? And why don't you do some work yourself?
Sir, I will see mine. You don't teach me. And go away from here.
The monk gets angry and leaves from there. Grandma goes to the kitchen to do her work and calls Ajay to take out the rolling pin and board kept on the rack. Ajay, just come here. Take out this rolling pin and board.
What, grandmother? You can't do this work also. You tell me to do everything.
Ajay, please help a little. Can you?
Ajay gives a rolling pin and board to the granny and a miracle happens.
Granny, what is happening?
What happened, Ajay?
This rolling pin is not getting out of my hand. What to do now?
Ajay, do one thing. You sit down. I will see. The rolling pin still doesn't come out.
Ajay, put a rolling pin on the board.
A miracle happens. Ajay starts rolling papad. He starts making papad very fast. Granny gives him small balls of papad and goes to sleep. When she wakes up in the morning, she finds that Ajay is still rolling papad.
What should I do, grandmother? My hands are just not stopping.
Ajay makes papad so quickly, this news spreads in the entire village. All the women of the village bring their flour to Ajay to make papad. Till the next day, Ajay makes everyone's papad.
Granny, please, make this stop. I'm very tired now. Granny, please.
He gets upset and tries to hit that rolling pin. But on the contrary, the rolling pin itself beats him back. He apologizes to the monk.
First, you promise that from today you will not allow your grandmother to work.
I promise that I will not allow my granny to do any work from today. Forgive me, monk.
Monk sprinkles some water on Ajay from his kamandalam, which gets him released from that rolling pin, and since then Ajay started behaving very well. Now he did not allow his granny to do any work. He himself started working hard and his granny was also happy with him. Friends, this story is definitely fictional, but we get this lesson from this story that we should always respect our elders and work hard to support in their old age.